The night was deep and suffocating, and the ancient iron gates of the cemetery swung open on their own. The air was still, but the stench of blood and icy, ghostly breaths rose from the ground. Shadows began moving across the earth with every step, and anyone who entered was never seen again. Locals said that whoever dared to step inside the cemetery would be lost forever. Alistair approached the cemetery. His shoes clattered against the old stones, and the fresh stains of blood on the graves glistened in the pale moonlight. Some graves exposed bones and teeth, while the branches of the trees moved slowly as if alive. A strange echo filled the air, sounding like thousands of screams, as if both the living and the dead were crying out at once. Summoning his courage, Alistair took a step forward. As soon as he entered, the ground trembled and shadows began swirling around him. Tiny screams, half human, half animal, resonated in his ears. Every step left a thin trail of blood on his shoes, and he felt the graves themselves gnawing at the flesh of the living. Moments later, a dark, blood-soaked shadow rose from the ground. Its eyes were hollow, its body drenched in gore, and it glowed faintly in a sinister red light. The shadow whispered, "Whoever enters never returns." Alistair screamed, but his voice was swallowed by the earth. The shadow's hands stretched impossibly long, touching the ground with a cold, bloody weight, pulling him toward the gaping darkness beneath. The graves began opening on their own, and small, grotesque creatures crawled out, mouths wide, teeth dripping with blood, reaching for him. Before Alistair's eyes, the earth seemed alive. Bones and bloodied fragments of corpses took human forms. Small shadows spun around him, dragging him toward the depths. A crimson light pulsed like the beating heart of something monstrous underground. He tried to run, but the paths twisted unnaturally. Every grave erupted with a bloody hand, attempting to grasp him, and streams of blood slithered across the earth like serpents, wrapping around his legs. Alistair paused by an ancient, broken tombstone. The stone slowly lifted, revealing shapes of the dead inside, their faces smeared with dirt and blood, screaming silently as they reached for him. The shadow whispered again, "Your soul is ours forever." Alistair drew his last breath and vanished into a gaping, blood-filled pit. The cemetery gate slammed shut, and with the first rays of morning, silence descended. But the cemetery's horror did not end. It had become a living, bloody entity. Every night, hands rose from the ground. Spirits of the dead joined the shadows, and the crimson light spread through the cemetery. Alistair's phantom still roamed the grounds, hidden among the shadows, growing stronger with each newcomer. The shadows burned in the bloody light beneath the earth, and anyone who dared approach became part of the cemetery forever. Locals still say that in the screaming cemetery, new souls are added every night. Hands of blood rise from the ground. The graves emit terrifying screams, and shadows pull newcomers into their grasp, ensuring the cemetery's dark, bloody power never fades. And in the dead silence of night, if you dare approach, you too might vanish into the crimson light, forever lost among the shadows of the screaming cemetery. If you enjoy dark, mysterious, and spine-chilling stories, then subscribe to my channel now, because the next story might be about you.